Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another LEGO City update. Today we're going to continue working on the amusement park. I started tiling it the other day. It's looking pretty good. Ran out of tile, so that's unfortunate. And then we're also going to work on the LEGO City as well. The other day I started building these bicycle lanes and then I ran out of the Dark Azure brick. I only had enough Dark Azure brick to make 4 road plates worth of the bicycle lane. That was unfortunate. So why was my morning productive so far? That's because I was able to place bricklink orders. Yay! Placing bricklink orders, so much fun. It actually is, it's not too bad, right? I ordered a mass amount of palm leaves, like we're talking 660 palm leaves. Yeah, I'm pretty crazy, that's for sure. 660 palm leaves is nuts. So right now I've got 33 palm trees in the LEGO City. Some of them need additional palm leaves, like these ones here, so all the ones that are built, they need 4 additional palm leaves. So those are all in order. Also, I've got some that aren't built right now. I need the palm leaves for those. And then I also ordered the amount of leaves to create 20 more on top of that. So when everything arrives and everything's dealt with and they're all built, we're gonna have a total of 53 palm trees in the LEGO City. Crazy, hey? In addition to ordering all of those palm tree parts, I also ordered the Dark Azure brick for the bicycle lanes, and I ordered enough Dark Azure brick to make 60 road plates of bicycle lanes. Yeah, crazy, hey? You gotta think that this right here is 8 long, so if I want to put a bicycle lane there, I need enough brick to make 8 bicycle lanes, and that's 8, 16, pretty much 24, roughly, right, with this here, and then 32, 40, plus all the crossroads and miscellaneous roads. So I needed enough brick to make 60 plates with bicycle lanes, and I have it on the way. It actually was fairly cheap, and I wanted to reduce my shipping costs, and I ordered it all from the same seller. So it sort of works out. It was a big sort of expense, but I think the bicycle lanes are going to look really good, and I think the palm trees are going to look really good as well. So in addition to placing those orders, I actually built a couple sets too. Yeah, I built the postcard. This was actually sent to me in fan mail, so I decided to build Australia. Thank you so much. Pretty cool postcard. I'll put that with the other ones in the LEGO collection there. And we're going to work on the amusement park, so I decided to build this pirate ship ride. This was actually part of the Bricktober program, and it came in this really cool package. Pretty neat. And then I plan on building this later on today as well. The upscaled minifigure. I bought this so long ago and haven't built it. Sort of disappointed in myself. Hey, buddy? Yeah, so we're going to build that. We'll also take a look at that. I haven't built this yet while filming this video too, but I plan on building this live. Well, it's probably already built when this video comes out. I'm actually lucky right now because I'm a few days ahead, so it's pretty cool. You know, I feel pretty comfortable right now, which is good. That's why I have time to place these bricklink orders and also clean up my studio. That's why there's no parts everywhere, and the carpet is freshly vacuumed and everything's put away. So my LEGO room is just looking like pristine right now. In all honesty, it's looking just awesome. Like, I'm so fired up about it. Something I like to do when I have the time is to completely clean it up, just make sure that everything is looking amazing, and I had time for that this morning, so it's pretty nice. Pretty stoked on it. Yeah, it's been a great day so far, and I hope you're having a great day. And I'm excited to work on some LEGO City projects. So the first thing I need to do is actually start working on some of these road plates. So I know that brick isn't going to come here, like it's not going to be here like tomorrow. It's going to take a while to get here because it's coming all the way from the Netherlands. So that's sort of a bummer, but it is what it is. I want to prep my roads for these bicycle lanes. At least start prepping them, because then I'm going to free up some gray tile so I can continue working on the tiling in the amusement park. So destroying the LEGO City, I guess, is my first task. Got to rip up all of these sidewalks, free up all of these gray tiles so that we can get the tiling done in the amusement park. Then when that Dark Azure brick arrives, I'll be able to easily add some really neat bicycle lanes to the roads here in the LEGO City. So what is my goal here today? I want to carve out all of the road plates that will have the bicycle lane, and I want to use all of those tiles to finish the tiling in the amusement park. With the first section of sidewalk removed, that should provide enough tiles so that we can finish tiling this section of the amusement park. That's right in front of the Ferris wheel here. Right there. And also on this side over here. I've got to say though, everybody, ripping up my roads is giving me like mass anxiety, but I truly think that a combination of bicycle lanes and also the green strips are going to look great. For example, if we have a bicycle lane going down this street here, and then maybe on the other side we have the green strips. The green strips are, I've got an example of that right over there, and I think that looks pretty good. So if there's a bicycle lane on one side, and then a green strip on the other side, I think it's going to look really good, and it's going to add a nice like pop of color to the Lego city. And I think it just looks better than having light gray and dark gray. There's just a little bit more to look at and just adds a different sort of element to the city. So I'm really excited about the bicycle lanes, but I'm just having a really hard time ripping all my roads apart. It's a pretty big commitment. Just doing things like this and this sort of hurts, but hey, it's gonna look super cool when it's done, that's for sure. So at this particular point, we've cleared out this entire block, so it goes around the perimeter of Pop Culture Street. Just gotta find an additional road plate for right there. That one had the green strips on either side, right, Spider-Man? Oh yeah. Now I'm having a hard time visualizing where it's gonna go from there. I'm not sure if it should come across the street here and go in front of the bowling alley, and make its way down this way in front of the bookshop and also the corner garage. Maybe cross the street there and go around this block. And maybe then cross the street somewhere over here and sort of go around this block. In fact, I've already started clearing out this section right here because I think it's nice to have it over here by the beach, right? Have a nice bicycle lane, probably going around this block. But I'm not sure how it's going to transition from this block to that block and also from Pop Culture Street to over here. All right, the sidewalks have all been removed to make way for the bike trail. It goes all the way over here, across the street in front of the bookshop, down this street, in front of the bowling alley, and then around this entire block on Pop Culture Street. And check out how many parts have been cleared. These are like the little road extenders that had to be removed because we're going to attach our Dark Azure brick to those to create the actual bike path. And then we've got all of these light gray tiles. That's 2 of the 4" by 4" containers, pretty much full. This bin is now overflowing. It is 2 by 2 brick. Pretty happy to see that, and I can't wait to receive that order with all of the pieces to create the bike path, just because I think it's gonna just look so good in the city. But now it's time to lay all those 2 by 2 tiles in the amusement park. Well, I think this calls for a celebration. Let's fire up the Ferris wheel. There we go. It's all nicely tiled off around the base of the Ferris wheel. And the tiling actually is on the Ferris wheel plate because there would usually be, I think, 2 studs of plate right there, but it's all nicely tiled off right up to the slopes on this side and that side. And then also on the front side of the Ferris wheel as well, where we have some small details such as a bench, little ice cream cart, and also the line queue. So there we go, the start of the amusement park tiling. And now we're going to continue over here on this side of the Disney Castle. So I think we're going to use the same pattern just because I may as well keep it consistent. Yeah, so just starting in this corner here and working my way this way. And this is a whole bunch of different base plates. So the tiles are going to overlap in some cases just to make sure those base plates are locked together nicely. And once I get the pattern down, I'll be able to transfer some of these base plates to the desk where they can be tiled there so I don't break my back. And you can see there's just a little bit of movement here, but I'm just going to tile them all together, I think, like, why not? And the reason there's movement is just because it's not pinned together, like everything's not pinned together, so to have some tiles overlapping isn't the end of the world. But you can see the pattern there, pretty nice. And then all of these 1 by 1 spots will get tiled with sand blue. And I am putting some of the 2 by 2 plates in there just so we can pose minifigures. And some of this tiling configuration, like when I actually start to detail the amusement park, like adding vendors and meet and greets and different vegetation and all that, they might have to get changed, but it's not a big deal to pop out the odd tile here and there and change it up. But yeah, this is where we're getting started, and then just gonna slowly but surely make our way all the way over here. Well, I think right now is actually the perfect time to start building the upscaled Lego minifigure. So this one here is the same size as the Harry and Hermione upscaled minifigure, but I think it's cool because it's just something that's like generic. You get the little minifigure with the blue hat, red shirt, and blue pants that matches the upscaled minifigure. Overall, a really quick and enjoyable build with lots of interesting part usage and building techniques. You know what, I've wanted them to create more of these for a long time, and we finally got it here in 2023. The upscaled minifigure is pretty cool. His head can rotate. That is a large printed curved slope with his face. His hat can open up. There's a little control center in there, and that's where you can pop your minifigure. And there's 3 printed cheese slopes in there, some gears, and then his arms can articulate. Same with his hands. And then his hips can articulate as well, individually or together. Pretty happy that they gave us a new upscaled minifigure here in 2023, right? Like, that's pretty neat. I wish they would give us some more, maybe like, you know, superheroes or Star Wars or even like a spaceman or astronaut. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty neat. So yeah, there we go. It's the upscaled minifigure with 654 pieces. Had to put the 2 desks together in the long format because this is a lot of real estate that this amusement park takes up. But check it out, all the tiling is done on all of these plates as well, looking pretty good. Now I need to get some 1x2 light gray tiles. That's why you're gonna see some exposed studs there. So I don't have enough 1x2 light gray tiles, but once I get those, this entire area will be fully tiled off, which is pretty good. We've got our ride queues there. Decided to leave that all exposed studs because there's going to be minifigures in the ride queues, right? And then there's a random ride queue over here, and this is where the mixer is going to sit. But when I place this back in the amusement park, it's going to line up with some of the other plates, such as the loop coaster plate, which is right there, and then all of the tiling will sort of make sense with the placement. Also, I decided to add a little green strip right here in front of the Hot Shots, and also removed all of the corner tiles off the Hot Shots plate, and then tiled the 16x16 plates that actually host the Hot Shots game right off so they match up with all of the tiling in the main area of the amusement park, right? So yeah, that looks pretty cool. So here it is with the plates placed, and pretty much all of the tiling that can currently be done is done. However, the lack of 1x2s is really gonna bother me. Yeah, those have got to get ordered up, but look at that. Doesn't this look so much better? Oh my gosh, I am so excited about that. Now I said all the tiling is done, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do here yet. I don't know. Should I follow the same pattern? Probably. So I'll have to remove all of this light gray tile here and then follow the same pattern. It already has the sand blue border, so I don't mind that there. Then I'll also have to work on the tiling over here and probably put some like food vendors or something at the end there. And yeah, I'll have to rip all this up, then get the same pattern going after the train crossing leading to the roller coaster there. Oof, that looks pretty amazing. You want to see something else that looks pretty good? So this has actually been a 2-day project so far, and it's currently day 2. Luckily, on day 1, I had some additional help. Simon was here helping me out. So I was crawling underneath and ripping up the roads, and I was throwing all the parts into a bin, and then I'd transfer them over to the build table, and Simon would part out and sort all of those parts. So it's a good system. And then once we had all of the parts sorted, we could sit down and do the tiling together. So the tiling went pretty quickly because there was 2 of us doing it. There's so many tiles there. Then I had to step out for a little bit. And when I stepped out, I said, hey, I need to build a solar panel farm. I was inspired by a build at Brickworld, no, sorry, not at Brickworld, but at Bricks in the Six in Toronto. I saw a solar panel farm. So I told Simon we need to build some solar panels. And we're going to do that using the little solar panel parts that came from the road plates. I have a lot of spares of those. You actually get like these little street lights that are built using these like solar panel pieces that you see on the ISS, or the International Space Station. And then we're going to use a cylinder and then a 2x3 plate and then just like one of the little minifig pose pieces but in light gray. So we built these really cool solar panels, and we built a little solar panel farm. And I stepped out and then I came back and I was like, oh, Simon also built this really cool like generator or I don't know, electrical box that is sort of like, I guess, gathering the electricity from the solar panels. So check it out. It's just like a really cool electrical box that uses all sorts of interesting snot techniques, right? And then it's got some like gauges on the front there and some lights and some knobs. And it was actually connected to the solar panels using those string elements that have the studs on either end. And I just thought that was a really cool idea. I was pleasantly surprised when I came back to the Lego room. I was like, oh, that's a neat little build. Right on, man. So also on day number 2, I managed to build the Tranquil Garden live here on the channel. This thing is pretty sick. Look at this tree right here, which can just be popped out because it just sits in that little like hole. Isn't that sweet? That's how all these plants are adapted to the set. But this tree right here uses those fern elements that originated in the Rivendell set. That just looks so nice. And then we've got these little trees as well. And this can be popped out. This new 2x2 modified plate with like the upward curve and the one stud. Those are so neat. Those are, I believe, introduced in the set. These little trees as well. And then this one, and this bamboo, and these 2 large cherry blossom trees. This curved bridge using hose. And then also the nice water there with all sorts of koi fish. 2 different styles of printed tiles to create the koi fish. Really nice depth in the water. And then also this structure right here, which sits at this little angle, or like this perfect angle. And there's like a stone walkway leading up to it. Definitely a nice structure there. And then it all sits on this like base that has tires on the bottom. So it has like grip, just like the bonsai tree. So I thought this was really cool. This is a really neat set. Really well done, just like so detailed and a really nice build. So yeah, I was able to get that done today as well. So I plan on continuing my day with more amusement park stuff. I want to install hedges and also nougat masonry walls. So this is what the walls are going to look like. They are 6 bricks tall, 32 studs long, and they're built mainly with parts from the pab wall. Got those tree limbs mounted using brackets, and then just various 1x2s, whether they're masonry or standard bricks. Pretty nice little walls there, and those are going to go on the back side of the amusement park. And then we're also going to build hedges, and these hedges are 12 limbs tall. They used to be 6 limbs tall in the amusement park, but these are now double the height. They also use a bunch of tree leaves and these like 4 long limb elements or tree branch elements, whatever you want to call them there. And I got all those from the pab wall as well. And the neat thing about these is they can actually articulate and sort of bend around corners. So I'm going to build a bunch of walls and also a bunch of hedges and install them in the amusement park. Now there's hedges on either side of the Ferris wheel. Also on this side of the Disney Castle. Running along the train track starting at the Studgate train station. Passing by the mixer, behind Hot Shots, and also on this side of the train track by the Haunted House. The Nougat Masonry Wall starts at the mini modular buildings, passes by the Disney Castle, also the Loop Coaster and Carousel, and then stops right behind the Haunted Manor, which is also Nougat, so that's perfect. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background, it's just the way it is, but I also decided to add a white fence topped with red tile over here, and that's right beside the red and white roller coaster. I was playing around with like extending this rock wall. It just didn't look very good. Also, I was adding hedges here. That didn't really look good. Then I was like, oh yeah, I found all of these fence pieces on the pab wall. Included in that is the curved ones. And I think those do a great job of just sort of fencing off this area here. I do need to find more of these curved tiles though. So it's coming along and I'm really happy with the progress here today, but it's nowhere near completion, unfortunately. We still got a lot of work to do down here, which I'm okay with. So I've got to add a lot more grass area. So like you see this gray plate there, got to green plate all that, probably back there as well. And then anywhere that you see green plate, we're going to put trees and vegetation. So there'll be some trees and vegetation and all that stuff there. Now, my old amusement park, it had some food vendors that I custom built. I need to come up with some more food vendors and I need to figure out where I'm going to put these food vendors. So we've got to build those. Also, I've been discussing building new updated mini modular buildings and that is still going to happen. They're going to go right there. There's going to be 2 of them, 16 by 16 studs each. Also, this water is sort of exposed here, so I need to come up with a way to sort of blockade the water. Otherwise, people would be like, woohoo, going for a swim around the Disney castle. So yeah, I need to find a natural way to sort of blockade that on either side. And then, of course, adding all of the stories with the minifigures and also the character meet and greets. So there's still a ton of work to do here. I don't know where I'm going with this video. We've got a lot of tiling done. We pretty much destroyed my Lego city for the amusement park tiling. And then we added all those hedges and also the back walls and built 2 sets. So I don't think I can keep going here today, but I'm pretty happy with what I was able to accomplish, that's for sure. I've got minifigures, games, food stands, trees, street lamps, traffic lights, different types of vegetation, and just a huge mess on my desk here. So I've got to try and clean that up as well and sort of get organized for the next update. I know the amusement park is sort of monochromatic right now, like it's sand blue and gray, that being the tiles, but once we add all of those things, it's going to add some nice pops of color sort of everywhere and just sort of make it come alive. And also once I get the rides actually motorized. We saw the Ferris wheel going earlier. I've got to fix up my loop coaster. It's giving me the gears a little bit with some of the Technic gears. And also the red and white roller coaster actually does function. I was running it earlier, so that's good. And then the carousel does operate as well, so that's good as well. Pretty excited about that. But I essentially ripped apart my Lego city for bicycle lanes and also to free up the tiles to tile off the amusement park today, and then we made some other changes, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's been a successful couple days actually. Thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out here in the near future, and farewell.